Hamma qo'shilayotganlarga assalomu alaykum. Bugun Janubiy Kiprda joylashgan Frederick University haqida universitet vakillari tomonidan prezentatsiya va universitet haqida ma'lumotlar berib o'tiladi va universitetda qanday qilib 60-70% grantlarni qo'lga kiritish haqida ham gapiriladi. Mehmonlarimiz Dr. Bernard va Dr. Nina mana qo'shildilar. Здравствуйте, Нина.
Здравствуйте. Приятно всех видеть.
Да, приятно вас видеть. Bernard, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Nice to meet you.
How about the weather? Как погода на Кипре
Oh,
сейчас?
the weather is wonderful. The sun is shining and it's about 38 degrees. So people start going to the beach now. This is the season for going to the beach in Cyprus.
Oh, I see. Qaranglar, prezentatsiya ingliz tilida va rus tilida bo'lib o'tadi. Men orada o'zbek tilida gapirib o'taman. Bernard, can you please start? First of all, tell us about the location of the university and the location of the Cyprus. Mana Kipr qayerda joylashgan? O'sha Kipr
I will share my presentation.
Presentation.
Okay, so why Cyprus? Cyprus is a not very well-known country of the EU, the European Union. But Cyprus is a very important tourism destination. In fact, Cyprus has 1 million inhabitants, but every year we get 2 million tourists. So it is a country that is very open to tourism. So Cyprus feels very international because, of course, tourism, but also because there's a very large community of Russian speakers. People coming from Russia, also Belarus, Ukraine, ex-Soviet countries. So we have a very large community. We have a big community also of British people living on the island. So Cyprus is a very cosmopolitan environment.
Also, you forgot to mention Middle East. So there are many people from the Middle East and from Arab countries are now discovered.
You want to translate Otabek?
Mana hozir Kipr haqida. Kipr o'zi uncha ko'p odam bilmaydigan davlat ham bo'ladi. Kipr o'zi 1 million aholiga ega va har yili 2 million turist keladi. Aslida turizm sohasi bo'yicha juda ham mashhur. Biz o'zimizni MDH davlatlaridan, arab davlatlaridan, Yevropa mamlakatlaridan juda ham ko'pgina sayyohlar tashrif buyuradi Kiprga.
Okay. And so now why should you study in Cyprus is actually what we are going to talk about here. But let's first have a look how tiny Cyprus is in the rest of Europe, but certainly part of the European Union, part of the 26 countries of the EU. This is an old map. As you can see, the United Kingdom is not part of the EU anymore.
Yes.
We need to correct this map. But Cyprus is very well anchored in the European Union. But Cyprus, at the same time, is not in the Schengen area. So that's very important. There are a few countries that are in the EU, not in Schengen, or vice versa. This is the case here for Cyprus. So if you have a visa to come to Cyprus and to study in Cyprus, unfortunately, that doesn't mean you have a visa to visit the rest of Europe. However, and we have to say this from the beginning, it's very easy to get a visa because you already have a visa for Cyprus. You will be able to fairly easily get a visa to visit other Schengen countries.
Mana Kipr hozir mana Yevropa Ittifoqini xaritasini qarasangiz, janub tomon joylashgan mana Kipr orolcha 26 davlatdan biri, lekin Yevropa Ittifoqiga kirgan bo'lsa ham Schengen zonaga kirmagan. Schengen zona degani vizasiz Yevropa mamlakatlarida sayohat qilish mumkin. Lekin Kipr Yevropa Ittifoqiga kiradi. Har bitta akkreditatsiyadan o'tgan universiteti Yevropa Ittifoqining akkreditatsiyasidan o'tgan bo'ladi va Yevropada o'tadigan diplom bo'ladi. Yevropada o'tadi degani butun dunyoda o'tadi degani. Lekin Yevropa Ittifoqiga kirgandan keyin Schengen zonalariga ham viza olish juda ham oson bo'ladi. Chunki siz Yevropa Ittifoqida turib Schengen davlatiga viza olishingiz ancha osonroq hisoblanadi.
This is the map of Cyprus, and as you can see, Cyprus is divided. Cyprus is cut in two pieces, basically. And you have the north of Cyprus, where most Turkish Cypriots and Turkish-speaking people live, and then you have the rest of Cyprus, which is part of the EU. That's where the majority of people speak Greek, and so they are the Greek Cypriots.
Mana Kiprning xaritasiga e'tibor bersangiz, tepa qismida turk Cypriotlar deb hisoblanadi. Bu yerda turkcha va ingliz tilida gapiradigan aholi. Chunki oldinlari Britaniya koloniyasi bo'lgan. Janubiy qismi, Janubiy Kipr, bu yerda greklar yashaydi deb hisoblanadi va u yerda grek tili va ingliz tilida gapirishadi. Endi bu o'zi umuman orol bitta Kipr deb hisoblanadi. Shimoliy qismi nelegal tarzda Turkiya tomonidan olingan deb hisoblanadi. Biz o'zimiz ham Kiprga tashrif buyurganimizda biz Yevropa vizasi bilan janubiy qismiga kelib, janubiy qismdan keyin shimoliy qismga o'tganmiz. Shimoliy qismida faqat diplom Turkiya akkreditatsiyasiga ega bo'ladi. Janubiy qismida o'sha ofitsialniy Kiprda diplomingiz Yevropa Ittifoqida akkreditatsiyadan o'tgan diplom hisoblanadi va butun dunyoda tan olinadigan diplom hisoblanadi.
Okay, so what is important now is to know that our university is located in two big cities, in the two biggest cities of Cyprus, Nikosiya here, I don't know if you see my cursor, which is the capital, and then Limassol, which is the business center on the coast. And it's also in Limassol that we have the strong Russian-speaking community. This is Nikosiya, so I'll show you Nikosiya here in the middle of the country, inland. Yes. That's the capital. So this is a view of Nikosiya. That's where you will be most probably located. That's where the headquarters of the university are located, and also the advantage of being in Nikosiya is that you're close to the rest of the attractions in the island. You're close to the coast, which you see here. You're close to the mountains that you see here. Nikosiya is also cheaper in terms of accommodation compared to Limassol. Limassol is a very prized business center, and rent is more expensive there. So this is to start with Nikosiya, where you will probably be located.
Xaritada Nikosiya shunaqangi shahar ikkiga bo'lingan. Turkiya qismi bilan va o'z janubiy qismi, Gretsiya bo'limi va qarasangiz, e'tibor bersangiz, Turkiyaning bayrog'i ham tog'da. Turkiya qismi Lefkosha deb nomlanadi. Turk tilida Lefkosha deb aytiladi va Janubiy Kiprda o'qiyotgan talabalar shimoliy tomonga o'tishi mumkin, chunki biz bezviza bora olamiz aytgan. Lekin shimoliy tomonda o'qiyotganlar janubiy qismga o'ta olmaydi. Chunki janubiy qismga o'tish uchun Yevropa vizasini olish kerak yoki Kipr vizasini olish kerak. Shuning uchun janubiy qismda o'qiyotganlar shimoliy tomonga kirib chiqib yuraveradi. Bezviza bo'lganligi uchun. Endi u yoqqa o'tib qolish emas, kirib chiqib yuradi o'qish paytida. Ko'rib kelaman, u yoqda emas turistik joylar bor. Lekin shimoliy qismda o'qib, janubiy qismga o'tib bo'lmaydi viza olmaguncha. Menimcha viza ham bermasa kerak. I think those who study in the north, they cannot even get the visa to go to the south. Correct. Shuning uchun ham biz janubiy qismga kelib, keyin shimolga o'tganmiz. Shimolga kelib, keyin janubga o'tmoqchi bo'lganimizda bizga yo'l qo'ymagan bo'lishardi. Chunki shimoliy qismdagi aeroportlar nelegal hisoblanadi.
Okay. So
Southern Cyprus is a part of the EU, so being a student there gives you all the benefits of the EU. So your diploma is accredited, you can participate in the Erasmus exchange program, you can travel to EU, your courses will be recognized.
So now, why do I show here this picture of old Nicosia? Well, is that because that's the place the students love to go out. So this is a night picture, maybe after the cafes and bars were closed. But normally, you can imagine this is full of cafes and bars, and people can stroll there. It's very safe, extremely safe. Lots of students spend a lot of time.
Yeah, I was here, and there were too many people there, actually.
Yeah.
Outside, there were tables and chairs, restaurants.
Exactly. A very pleasant place. And that's only 1.5 kilometers away from Frederick University. Now, Limassol is another story. Limassol is a place for the rich and famous.
Wow.
And as you can see, many rich and famous people, foreigners, live there, buy very expensive apartments. Limassol has also an extremely lively seafront where lots of cafes and bars exist, and the people of Limassol are very much outgoing and jovial, and they like to go out and party. So Limassol has a lot for it when it comes to nightlife and the quality of life. That's also why rent is more expensive. It's an attractive place to be, and of course this is reflected in the rent.
I think the salary is also more in Limassol than in Nicosia.
Yeah, also because the companies that operate there are not all, but many of these companies are international companies, especially in pharmaceutical, in IT, in shipping management. There is this new booming sector of forex companies, foreign exchange. So there's a lot of wealth, there's a lot of stuff going on in Limassol.
Can I ask about the requirements, how students can apply and how they can get this scholarship? Because I saw in the admission that only maximum 25% scholarship, but I hope you can give more scholarship to our students, because
yes,
the tuition fee is 8,500, and as we talk, I think if you can give more scholarship, please, can you tell about how they can get it and what is the requirement to apply?
So I will take this one, Nina.
I just translate this question in Uzbek. O'zi universitetda kontrakt to'lovlar Janubiy Kiprda qimmat 8,000 euro. Biz universitet vakillari bilan gaplashganimizda bu kontrakt narxlari bizdan talab qilamiz, qimmatroq deganmiz. Shuning uchun bizdan talaba ko'proq grant beringlar dedik. Ular maksimum 25 dan ham ko'proq berishga rozi bo'lgan. Endi shu hozir tartiblarni qanday olish haqida gapirib berishadi. Okay, please.
So at the moment, our foreign students are coming mainly from Greece. We have 1 or 2 students from Armenia, and we have a few students from the Middle East. And the Frederick University is very interested in reaching out to foreign students further away, and especially in Central Asia. And for that, Frederick University has decided to organize a recruitment, if you want, a sort of competition to select excellent students and to give to those selected students a scholarship of up to 70% discount. So there is the willingness, the decision on behalf of the university to attract people from Uzbekistan, students from Uzbekistan, and therefore this would be then done in this way by giving extremely attractive conditions. And what is important is that these discounts, these scholarships, would be valid for the whole duration of the studies. means
Wow.
4 years. The only condition that the student who would be selected for such a scholarship, the only condition to keep the scholarship every year is that the student has to maintain an average of 70% of in the final mark, which is something that is totally achievable by anybody, any good student.
Wow. Mana hozir bizani endi bu Kiprdagi Frederick Universiteti chet eldan juda ham ko'p talabalar olib kelishga hozir qiziqishyapti. Asosan Gretsiyadan hozir kelishyapti. Endi Markaziy Osiyo davlatlaridan ham yaxshi talabalarni tanlab olish niyati bor. Shuning uchun 70% gacha grant ajratishga ular qaror qilgan. Endi bu grant eng yaxshi tomoni 4 yilga ham ushlab turiladi. To есть, masalan, 1 yilga emas, yarim yilga emas, 2 yilga emas, 4 yilga. Asosiy talabi baholar 70% ushlab turish kerak. O'rtacha bahoni semestr davomidagi, 2 yil davomidagi 70% va undan yuqori ushlab turish kerak. Okay?
At this scholarships would be valid for studies in business studies, in engineering, in IT, art. So all the programs that are offered in English are eligible for these scholarships. So what Frederick University would like to do is to hear and get applications through Realize, through you, Otabek.
Thank you.
So that we can organize a selection. There will be a selection committee that will look at the applications of the potential students.
Demak, konkurs uyushtiriladi albatta. Talabalar bizga masalan hujjatlarni topshiriladi. I think as we agreed there was an essay and GPA like transcripts and then interview. And then,
Absolutely.
Shu yozish kerak bo'ladi. Diplom yoki attestat baholarni berish kerak bo'ladi va oxirida intervyu bo'ladi. Mana shu uchtasi yaxshi o'tilsa 70% gacha, 80% gacha kimgadir berilishi ham mumkin. Chegirma. Ko'p odamga berish niyati bor. 10 ta bo'lsa, 15 ta bo'lsa, bu yerda cheklanmagan. Bitta odamga 70 ta, qolganlariga 50 ta, 40 emas. Kerak bo'lsa 15 ta, 20 ta odamga ham 70, 75 yoki 60, 65%dan berishga tayyor. Chunki har doim bilasizlar, yangi universitet tashrif buyurgan payti O'zbekistonda har doim shunaqa bo'ladi. Birinchi talabalarga ko'p grant berib, olib, keyin bolalar zo'r mazza yashayotganlarni tanishlari ko'rgandan keyin ularga уже kamroq grant berib, уже kamroq odam oladi. Chunki talabalarning orasida har xil millatlardan, har xil davlatlardan talabalar yig'ishga harakat qilishadi. Keyingilari уже grant kamroq bo'lsa ham kelaveradi deyiladi. Nina, can you please tell us about the deadlines? So until which date so students should submit their essays and transcripts? And then the final decisions until which date? So and then after the admission, let's say, or getting the scholarship, until which day students should pay the tuition fee and prepare the documents to the visa. And how the visa, I mean, not about the documents needed, I mean the process, it's done, the students should go to Moscow or the university will help to get the visa, it will be the electronic visa, or should they send the original documents to Cyprus? About this.
I'm not sure about the deadline for the essay. I think we could be flexible with that, or we can set a deadline kind of convenient to you, Otabek. So with this, there is no issue. The thing is that to apply for visa in Cyprus, it does take time. So it would be highly recommended to kind of indicate your willingness to study study by submitting the documents. And I think one kind of important document you have to submit is your certificate of secondary education, because as an institution of tertiary education, we are allowed to admit only students who have completed their secondary education. So whether it's a secondary school diploma or whether you also studied in some secondary education college, that would be important, together with application forms. And I think that it takes about 1.5 to 2 months to process their application papers. So it would be, let's say, if we talk about beginning of studies in September, because for fresh students we offer training courses before actually the semester starts. So we offer courses in math, in English to prepare yourself actually for semester, to make a foundation courses. Then it would be good to finish kind of the procedure of applying for and getting the visa by the beginning of September. So Bernard,
can I just interject here?
Yes.
First, it's very good that you mentioned this program. This program is free of charge. It's offered. It's free. So Math and English Boost program in September is free for the students. Secondly, you need to apply the latest by mid-July to be sure that your visa will be cleared on time for the starting academic year.
Yeah.
So the visa submission will be by the university?
Yes.
Correct. That's correct. Once we have the full application package of all the documents, we can clarify with the admission department, but maybe Bernard has a list. These documents arrive to our admission department service, and they will handle your visa application.
Oh, I see. And then they will get the e-visa, right?
They will give you Cyprus visa, not Schengen visa.
No, I mean electronic one. So when they come to arrive in Cyprus, I see. And mana hozir talabalar aytilgan bo'lsa, universitetga kirish uchun hujjatlarni ko'p emas. Oxirgi mana kollej, maktab, litsey bitirganlaringizdan attestat va baholari kerak bo'ladi, pasport va o'sha grantni olib, kerakli to'lovlarni to'lab, keyin hujjatlarni vizaga topshiriladi va vizaga universitetning o'zi Kiprdan turib topshiradi. Viza chiqqandan keyin elektronik bo'ladi. O'sha elektron vizani olib uchib boriladi va aeroportga kelgan payti pasport beriladi viza. And one more question. Should students have Ielts certificate in the admission process? To the university.
Answer this. Okay, so the government regulations have changed recently, and whilst in the past Ielts were not strictly required by the government to issue the visa, this has now changed and Ielts are necessary. However, the university could consider an application on the basis of an interview to check the level of English of the student. But I would need to clarify whether the government would agree to give a visa if we do not have an Ielts of 5.5. I think that there has been a recent change in the law. Cyprus wants to make sure that they accept genuine students. Cyprus wants to make sure that no fake students are entering the island. That's why the Ielts are necessary now.
And you can please ask about if students can submit the language center certificate about the completion of B2 level, because there are a lot of English schools, centers.
Okay, that's an open question. Look, these are new regulations from just now after the pandemic. and we have no experience, as the university doesn't have experience yet on whether it's possible to accept somebody and give a visa to somebody who really didn't have the IELTS. Maybe there's something in the law that says that the equivalent of the IELTS, like a TOEFL or a certificate, like you mentioned, could be accepted. I cannot answer this question. This needs a bit more research through these people who are specialized in our admission department, who are in touch with the government and would be able to tell us more.
In this COVID-19 period, how is quarantine regulations in Cyprus when students arrive there? Because, for example, in Korea, students should stay in quarantine for 14 days and pay for that. In, for example, Poland, let's say no quarantine regulations, so students stay anywhere, just the PCR test.
I think if you have a certificate of vaccination, you're allowed to go free without quarantine, without any additional tests, as far as I know.
I think the people are not vaccinated in Uzbekistan. That's a problem. So I think that a PCR test is enough. There is no
quarantine. PCR tests then?
2, like when you go to Russia.
You mean here in Uzbekistan and then in Cyprus?
Correct.
Yeah.
So there is no quarantine.
And how much is PCR test in Cyprus?
30 euros.
30 euro. Yeah.
Sorry?
30 euros.
30 euros, okay.
I want to mention 2 more things that are important. First is something that Nina already alluded to, is the Erasmus.
Yes, that was second question.
Nina, you want to talk about Erasmus?
Erasmus program.
Erasmus program is a program of student exchange among the students of European universities, and it gives you kind of an opportunity and also a scholarship to go to visit the university of your choice in Europe. So as a Frederick University, we maintain a very kind of wide list of contacts with other universities across Europe, and you can visit any of these partner universities. And of course, occasionally we add new universities to the list that want to collaborate with us, and we also receive their students. So as a student of Frederick University, you are very likely to have an opportunity to go to, using Erasmus grant, to any country in Europe of your choice and study 1 semester or 1 year there. Right, so you can go minimum 1 semester, maximum 1 year, and any courses you take there will be credited to your studies. So you are not wasting time, but you are kind of gaining experience, and you also have an opportunity to enjoy other culture and maybe take a language course. So we, as a small university, we have quite lots of opportunities to go for Erasmus, because our own Cypriot students are not very often taken advantage of this program, and usually we have many more people willing to visit us than we actually have students to send. So it means that basically anyone who is willing to go for a semester overseas to a European country is likely to get this grant without any problems, and on return kind of complete the education with credits received from the other university. So that's
tell us the places where we can send the students, Nina.
Well, we can send students to Spain, we can send students to Finland, we can send students to Belgium, we can send students to Poland, we can, I'm talking mostly about business program, because this is, I know my students go to these countries, but let's say if you take an engineering course of study, you will have, they have their own contacts. And again, this is a wide selection of countries across EU. It could be Portugal, it could be France, it could be Germany, it could be Austria, so it could be Sweden or Finland.
something else I wanted to tell you. It's about working. And now the rules are quite interesting. Students can work legally after they have spent half a year in Cyprus. So the first 6 months, they are not allowed to work. But after 6 months, they are allowed to work maximum 18 hours per week. Usually students can earn €4 or €5 per hour. They work in restaurants, bars, cafe, McDonald's, etc. Now, during the summer though, students are allowed to work much more. They can work 38 hours per week. And the reason this rule exists is to support the tourism industry. Because you understand that as a tourism destination, this sector needs a lot of manpower, and therefore Cyprus welcomes the students who are interested to work. Now, so overall, the policy is quite generous, and then there is an additional ability to work and gain experience. It is as follows. If you graduate and after 4 years and after you have finally graduated, you are allowed to work for 1 year, but it has to be in your field of expertise. So if you graduated in business studies and accounting, you are allowed to work for 1 year for an accounting company, for example. So we're not talking about you after you graduate, you disappear and you appear in McDonald's and work there for 1 year. No, that's not the case. If you graduate in IT, you can work for 1 year in an IT company in Cyprus, doing the job for which you studied, basically. I think that's really nice.
And how about
plus,
after
we
12
forget
months?
that most of our courses, most of our programs offer an internship opportunity. Internship is a course where you already work in a company for the duration of the whole semester. So, and you are also getting paid some money for this. Well, it's not much money. It's probably the grant is around 500 or 600 euro, but this also credits for your studies. So, we have an office, liaison office, that looks for internship opportunities for you. We make an agreement with the company, and as a student, you can spend some time in the company, making contacts, learning the job. And if you make a good impression, it's very likely that this company will want to hire you after you finish your degree. So this is kind of a way to get some business experience and make the right contacts. So, and plus this is not time wasted. It's credited 60 CTS, which is equal to 1 full course.
And how long is the holiday in summer? Like,
well, we finish semester in officially the university finishes semester end of June, but students are likely to be busy until middle of June. So the end of May, beginning of June is the end of the exam period, and students who have to present projects may go until middle of June. After that, university basically is closed. There is an opportunity to take a project during summer semester, but we don't have any teaching during summer semester. And then the university starts in October. Actually, it's the last days of September. But for the first year students, as I said, it's very important to be there the latest from the middle of September, because all the orientation programs, seminars take place, the foundation courses, which are free for you. And in order to understand how the system works, in order to kind of understand where your classes, what program you are taking, kind of acquaint yourself with the university. For the first year students, it's highly advisable to be there the latest, the middle of September.
I see. Why I'm
Better
asking,
even the 1st of September, right? The better even there from the first days of September, because this is the time when you can kind of make settle with your accommodation, see the place, start the foundation courses, attend the orientation meetings, see where the library is, get your student ID, account, and so on.
okay, let's
Thing I
ask
wanted to add, Otabek, excuse me, how much money do you need in Cyprus? Is a question that students often ask. Okay, to live comfortably, you need 600 euro per month, but you can reduce this substantially. If you share a room, or if you are, you have a smaller room, or you share a bigger apartment with many people, that's one way. If you don't go out, you don't go to restaurants, and you cook for yourself, you can save a lot of money. If you add to this the fact that you can work 18 hours per week, I think that a student who really wants to spend very little and work hard and study at the same time would only need about 200 euro per month from his parents.
with the accommodation, you mean, if they share?
Yeah. So if you
regarding accommodation, we have to make a note that cheap accommodation is not very easy to find. So if once you made up your mind to come to Cyprus, you should start the process the earlier the better, in order you have an option to look for apartments and find the best way for you to share it, to find a place which is next to the university. Because if you realize, if you decide to come in October or end of September, then there are no cheap free rooms available in the market. They are taken by the students who are late. So the earlier you start looking for an accommodation, and the earlier you come to see the place and make contacts and kind of make up your mind of where you want to stay, with whom you want to share the room, the better, the more likely it is that you will find a cheap deal, right? Because
I see.
End of September, beginning of October, it's the time when Erasmus students come from other countries, foreign students like you come, and they all start searching like crazy for a one-bedroom apartment, for a studio, for a room to share. And sure enough, the search becomes more difficult. So the moment you make up your mind to come to Cyprus, apply, you will get the visa, and as soon as you get the visa, start making plans for renting, because the market is a bit...
I want to thank you, Nina, for this very useful points. I just saw that we have some comments and questions. The first question by Samira is, does Cyprus have any age restriction applying for bachelor? No, anybody can come and apply. Do we have master programs? Of course, there are master programs in English. There is a Master of Business Administration in English, that is, and there are many other masters in IT and engineering and in art.
And also our school offers this masters in shipping and trade, you forget.
Right.
And you think any age restrictions, like, for bachelor, like, okay, the admission, no restrictions? How about the visa?
I don't think so.
Even for visa?
We have never had foreigners applying, a 40-year-old person from a country, from a foreign country applying. We've never had it, but I don't think that it would be a problem. We do have mature students. I had in my class a few years ago a student who was 35 years old, and but I don't think it's a problem because it's
there is no age limit. You can study at any age that you wish, and we welcome the students also with experience, because it's good for us to have someone mature in class to have good discussions. So
our grants for master's degree in English, yes. We can also accept candidates who are interested to study at our MBA program, and we could consider also a grant of 70% discount for the master's degree. So we would definitely invite people to do so. There is a question about how much you can earn by working part-time and whether this can cover your costs. I have partly answered this question. It's a difficult question, but I think that no, you can't cover everything and be a student at the same time. So
there is an opportunity to cover like meals, maybe the apartments like this. But I think anyway, for the tuition fee, the parents' help is needed.
Yes.
Because
living expenses, you can cover your costs if you find part-time employment and internship and like this. But tuition fee, which is about counting with a scholarship, is 2,500 euros per semester, right?
No, per year.
Per year. From this you would need help. This is difficult to cover from working.
Yeah, so in fact what you need, you get the scholarship, you'll need 2,500, perhaps between 2,500 and 3,500 euro every year for a duration of 4 years.
And there's a question, Asha. Please send your WhatsApp or other contact numbers to get more information about your university life. Interesting question. University life.
What is about university life? Nina, talk about all these activities organized by the Erasmus office. Is amazing.
Well, university life, it's lots of fun. We have an active Erasmus office, and many foreign students are also invited to various parties, excursions. There is an opportunity. There is a gym and a sport office. So, for example, during the lockdown, we had the benefit of free yoga classes and free workouts. So there are lots of things going on, and I believe the student experience is very enjoyable in Cyprus. You meet with other colleagues, you can go to the mountains, to the beach, you can travel in the meantime, but of course you don't have to forget about studies, because the main issue is that if you don't finish your courses successfully, it would be difficult to extend your visa. So you have to show student progress. If you fail all the courses, then you're not
No, but of course, to maintain the scholarship grant, you need to maintain 70%. But I said that's not impossible. That's a good student standing, but nothing specifically, especially high. What is interesting also, I think, in Cyprus is that there is, because as we said before, there are many Erasmus students coming from Europe to Cyprus, because Cyprus is very attractive, it's a holiday destination. There is a special office, not at our university, an office for the whole country that organizes activities for all the Erasmus students, incoming students from all other institutions. And there are about 10 universities in Nikosiya. And all these universities attract foreign students, Erasmus students mainly. And these Erasmus students have for them specific programs that are organized. And so your opportunities to meet foreign students from other European countries is very high. So you will have this amazing opportunity to meet and mingle with international students from all over Europe, because Cyprus is very special in that case. It's like a magnet where many foreign students are coming to study for a semester, for a year, or for more.
We forgot also to say a few words about the business program, which is, I will not take much of your time, but we have just accredited it, and it's very modern. It gives you up-to-date skills, and I just wanted to say a few words. What are your prospects after graduating from this program? So it's a Bachelor in Business Administration, and it has 3 specializations. The first specialization is accounting, and it provides maximum exemptions from ACCA. So ACCA, it's an international accounting body, and it's a professional qualification whereby kind of finishing courses with us, and then you have like in 1 year you can become a certified accountant and run your accounting office on your own. So
you mean accounting is when they study accounting in Frederick University until the graduation, how many papers they say they will get?
They will get 12 exemptions.
Exemption.
Yes, so the first 2 courses are introductory and basic. All the business students cover them. But then if a student chooses to specialize in accounting, they will take another 12 specialized courses in accounting, advanced accounting, auditing, finance. And all these courses are given exemptions by ACCA. ACCA is a professional accounting body that allows you to work as a practice as a certified accountant. So this is the maximum exemptions that ACCA is giving. So the second program of studies is, the second specialization is digital marketing. Digital marketing, it's about promotion, your products on social media, creating content. And so again, as a student, you can take main courses with us, and then 12 courses will be specialized digital marketing courses, and these you will get 2 diplomas after finishing this course. University business diploma and diploma from Institute of Digital Marketing, which is again a professional certification, and this will allow you to work as a certified digital marketing professional. And the third specialization is entrepreneurship, which basically doesn't have any additional certification, but it allows you, it gives you the necessary knowledge and know-how to start your own business. So during this course, you will write business plans, you will participate in competitions for business plans, and you are likely to become a business owner or maybe a franchisee after finishing this specialization.
Okay, thank you very much.
I would like to add just something else that we didn't mention so far, is that we are, Frederick is like a boutique university. It's a small university, and we have very small classes, especially in the business studies department. We're talking about classes of 10 to 20 people maximum. So the professors, they know all the students by name, first name. They know about all the details. They know how, what their talents and the challenges are for students, and we can therefore spend much more time in a meaningful way assisting our students. It's very much a one-to-one relationship.
I see.
Small class.
It's not like in major universities where you sit in a group of 500 people listening to a professor giving lecture. So here we have very personal relationship to all the students. We help them, we advise them. So students sometimes participate in our research projects, so you are likely to get lots of value from the university. It's a very student-friendly place.
See. Thank you very much one more time. And I hope also those who participate in meeting also enjoyed this meeting. And then if you have other questions, or maybe you will have questions tomorrow or other days, you can contact our office, our branch, and then you can get more information. And I hope this semester students can get a good scholarship and then start their education in September in Frederick University in Cyprus. Thank you very much.
We look forward to these applications. We look forward to receiving good applications and to select 10 happy students who would join our university. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.